So let's go back in time. Let's get into money. At the end of the day, self-publishing is a business. If you want the business plan that I use, check the description. That's not the best way to get into self-publishing. You have made the same mistake that I made. I have so much prep work to do today. It's back to school week, mid of the month, so a lot of deadlines and due dates, basically time specific things. And I hope you don't care too much about the scattered nature of this video, because today we are talking about self-publishing. I've been getting a lot of messages and emails on self-publishing, and I know not everyone can book a consultation call with me, but if you want, you can. You'll find all the details on my website, but in today's video, I want to talk about money and self-publishing. Where to spend, strategy, the things that I wish I truly understood when I started self-publishing. Publishing your book with just a surface level research, watching a few YouTube videos, reading a few blogs, that's not the best way to get into self-publishing. Today, I feel there are many indie authors who share their experiences, who are very candid about the mistakes they made, the problems they had, the issues they had to figure out, and that gives you a realistic idea of what self-publishing is going to be like. But there are also people who try to sell you unrealistic results if you use their services. And listen, if you are considering self-publishing, don't just budget time for doing industry research, which is important, but also budget time to do research, detailed research into self-publishing and all that goes into self-publishing. And listen, this is coming from someone who didn't do it this way, and the poor results I had because I didn't do it this way. So let's go back in time. If I was starting over today, this is what I tell my younger self. The publishing industry is pretty fickle in my opinion, and if you look at the data, you'll see that most books don't sell enough, whether it's backed by a big publishing house or independently published on a shoestring budget. And that's why understanding the industry and finances is so important, and I'll come to the money part soon. But having your expectations set based on hard facts and data will help. It'll help you realistically set sales expectations, help you understand how much you can do with the budget you have, and then deal with the results. Knowing that most books don't even sell 500 copies in their lifetime will help you gauge what it'll take for you to sell more than that. If you sell 2,000 copies, it'll inform you how well your book is doing. So having concrete data about the genre, about the market that you're going to be selling in is very important to have, so you can have realistic expectations about how well your book will do. It's important to have this data when hiring a team or deciding on working with a self-publishing company, because then you can assess the claims that they're making, whether they are realistic or not. It'll also help you narrow down on the things that you want to do by yourself and the things that you'd rather hire someone and have them take care of it. If someone is telling you that you'll be the next J.K. Rowling without even having read your book, run in the opposite direction. If you haven't heard about a publisher before and they're approaching you to work with you for your book, don't sign up with them straight away. Ask them questions, ask them for references of other authors that they've worked with, and then check with those authors how were their experiences working with this publishing company. Understand the business model of these companies. Most of these companies make money from you because they are providing a service that you would otherwise have to figure out and do. So if in their sales pitch, their package, their contract, if there's nothing mentioned about book marketing, you cannot then expect them to help you with that. Ask for all the details, weigh them against your expectations, and then sign up with a self-publishing company. I'll link a few videos for you where I go in more detail about self-publishing, vanity press, scammers, and how to spot them. Now let's get into money. When it comes to self-publishing, my top 3 things to invest in is editing, cover, and marketing. A book is a foundation, and working with a good editor will help us create a quality book. And good editors are expensive. But not hiring a good editor will also cost you. In my case, I didn't hire the right type of editor, and it showed in the sales. I have a playlist of videos on how to know what type of editor your work needs, how to hire an editor. I give you the exact text that I use to hire my editor, and also red flags, what to look out for to protect yourself, your money, and when not to hire someone. I'll link that playlist. You know what? I'll make this simple for you. I'll create a playlist of all the videos I'm referring to today and have that linked in the description, as well as I'll link it at the end of this video so that you can click on that straight from here. Everybody judges books by their cover. It's your first and your most important marketing tool in my opinion. So research the genre expectations, current trends. These are important things. And if you don't have the skills required to create a book cover and you don't plan on investing time in learning and acquiring these skills, you might consider hiring someone, and that is a cost that you'll have to consider. It's an important data point to consider, and you have to decide how much weight you want to give this and how much you want to spend, because it plays a big part in getting readers to pick your book. Alright, I have to head out, but you're coming with me. You have to get your book in front of your target readers, and in my opinion, book marketing is a black hole. No amount of money is ever enough. And so having a budget and knowing what you're willing to spend is very important. That way you can prioritize the different marketing efforts. You can make a list of all the things that are done in your genre, the things that you want to do, and then decide where and how much you want to allocate your budget. How much you want to spend on ads, book fairs, promotional goodies, or hire a PR company because you want to get on radio, on podcast, on TV, in newspapers and magazines. When you have your budget in front of you, you have the conversion rate of the different marketing efforts, you have the number of books you want to sell. When you have all these in front of you, you can then create a plan for yourself. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But if you need more on book marketing, again, I have a playlist linked for you. Watch that to understand active marketing, passive marketing, and different strategies. I think there's a video where I shared a list of marketing things I have on my list. Let's head home and talk about the other side of money. You have your expenses, things that go in the production of the book, like editor, cover, marketing. You have to also understand pricing, costing, how royalty is calculated, how it is paid. Not everyone understands that if you sell a book at, say, $10 or 100 rupees, the author does not make $10 or 100 rupees on each book. If you're self-publishing and you're using a print-on-demand service and not bulk printing your books, which is a whole thing in itself, and you'll have to understand pricing and costing of that as well. But coming back to print-on-demand, when you're selling a book using this service, the POD platform takes the printing cost from the $10 or 100 rupees. Then what's left, you get a percentage of that, which can be between 30 and 70% depending on the platform you're using. So on a $10 or a 100 rupee paperback, the author could be making on an average $2 or 20 rupees. Listen, this was a very simplistic calculation. A lot has to be factored in when it comes to costing and pricing. You have to also consider the format of your book. It's different for hardbacks, paperbacks, ebooks, audiobooks. Now that you know how much you'll get paid per book, you can realistically see how many copies you need to sell to break even, what will be your return on investment, the ROI. And you have to look into all this because at the end of the day, self-publishing is a business. And as a self-published author, you are the publisher and you have to know all these things. In my opinion, you have to know these things even if you're working with a self-publishing company. And if you don't know them, budget some time so that you can understand these things. And the last thing I'll say about money is that no matter how much money you put into self-publishing, it'll never be enough. So work with a budget in mind, and that budget should be something that you can afford. If you've been around on this channel, you know that I don't have an appetite for taking financial risks. I'm very conservative with my money when it comes to self-publishing, and I'm okay with that. To self-publish my books, I save, I budget, and I spend what I can afford. In the beginning, it wasn't much, but with my next book, it's going to be different because I've been saving for it. And the last point I'll leave you with is strategy. Create a strategy for your book so that you can give it the best shot. Once you have the data about the industry, the genre, marketing, production expenses, ROI, create a plan of action. Release strategy, promotional campaign, how long these campaigns will run, what's your end goal, and how that aligns with not just this one book, because there has to be a bigger plan. Don't make the same mistake that I made. Don't just plan for one book. Create a plan for your self-publishing career. Create a plan that goes beyond just one book. When I get a comment or a DM from you saying that your book is not selling enough, I immediately know that you have made the same mistake that I made with my first book. You jumped head first without any planning, without any foresight, without any goal in mind. Have an overarching business plan for your self-publishing career. Sit down and create a business plan. How this book and the book after this fits into your business plan. You'll find a lot of templates for business plan online, but if you want the business plan that I use, check the description. I've converted my business plan into a template and you'll find it on my website. This was just like chatting with a friend. Thank you so much for keeping me company today as I went about my work, and I'll see you in the next one.